Hey guys, it's Mark from Modern Tech. Today's video is just to help diagnose what's actually wrong with your Nintendo DS screens. I'm going to be completely honest with you, and today's video wasn't actually meant to be a diagnostic, as I recently purchased two faulty DS Lites off eBay for extremely cheap prices with the full intention of fixing them for this video. The first DS Lite I bought cost me £7 in total, and it had a faulty card reader, so the listing said. So I shopped online and bought a spare card reader to remove and replace the existing card reader with the full intentions of making use of my heat gun and soldering kit. Although fortunately / unfortunately for the purpose of this video, the DS Lite already worked. It turns out there was just a bit of dust in it, and a quick blow sorted that problem instantly. So the video shifted onto the second DS Lite console, which I also bought off eBay, costing me a total of £5, which was advertised as screens not working. So I decided to open it up and take a look. When opening up a Nintendo DS Lite, there are two tri-screws on the left hand side. There are two Phillips screws at the tops under each rubber pad. There's a Phillips screw directly in the middle, a very tiny one where the card slot is. And opening up the battery cover with a Phillips screwdriver, there are also two more Phillips screws in there alongside another tri on the bottom right hand corner. If you ever encounter a Nintendo DS Lite with faulty screens, the very first thing that I would advise doing would be to unplug every ribbon cable connected to any form of screen and just plug it back in. If you have the equipment, maybe give the board a quick clean, like I did with some cotton buds and some cleaning alcohol. I'd strongly advise using some tweezers and maybe a small flathead screwdriver to manoeuvre through these ribbon cables, especially being extra careful of the ribbon next to the card reader, as that one has broken on me a couple of times in the past and it is very fragile, so please take extra care on that one. Another note for that ribbon cable, it makes life a lot easier if you remove the BIOS chip, which is directly above it first. That's easily done by lifting at one side where the pins are, and the other side is just a sticker, so you can use a bit more force on the other side, but make sure you lift the side with the pins directly up to avoid any damage into the pins. I always find before you ever put a Nintendo DS Lite back together, it's a lot easier to test it first by holding the battery into place on the back. It's very simple to do, just make sure you don't touch anything else, just keep the battery on there, you maybe hold a bit of the board, but try to avoid touching any metal. It's not going to cause any damage, but it might just flicker off. As you can see, the screen completely lights up and the touchpad is working, everything seems to be fine on that end. So I proceeded to put the case back on. I got everything all ready as normal and I turned the console on and it did nothing. Same problem all over again. So after I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes of tinkering around inside the case again, I managed to pinpoint the exact problem. It turns out the white cable that connects to the top of the screen was faulty. There was no point in me taking off the top part of the screen because I knew the cable was the issue, and that would have just been complete wasted time because I don't have another one of them cables. I do get many faulty Nintendo DS Lites throughout the times, so I guaranteed to find that part at some point. The main purpose of this video is to help people understand inspecting the Nintendo DS Lite consoles, because this listing clearly said that the screens were faulty. However, the screens were not faulty, it was the cable. So if anything, that's better news, because the cable can cost me about £2 from AliExpress or eBay, whereas two replacement screens probably would have been pushing up to around the £7 to £8 mark. If you're a person who's got a faulty Nintendo DS Lite and you're planning on selling it, I advise you just to have a quick once over, because it might just be a simple problem such as loose connections. If it is, that's great, you can connect it all back together and triple your money you'll make for it. So thanks for watching. If this video helped you in any form of way, please leave a comment and give it a like. If you like the videos, please subscribe, and there should be more videos coming weekly, hopefully. That's the plan. Hopefully we'll stick to that. Goodbye.